Right, good morning. So, got an hour or two this morning after sort of doing family things. So I thought I'd have a go at continuing to grind out all the gunk and mess. And as it turns out, I think previous welds and previous work to this corner, I use this area for all kinds of things, for work and for darts and all kinds of stuff. And so I've been looking at it, and I think I've spotted a few previous repairs that may explain why this inner wing has gone the way it's gone. Also, why it's never particularly lined up too well, and the challenges that I think we're going to have ahead of us. So I'm going to switch the camera around, run through what I've seen, and then maybe have a little chat and a look after we've done a little bit more work and preparation. So, and that's what we're going to do. So last time we took the engine out and we did some grinding and what have you. Well, in the past few days I've ordered some bits and pieces in readiness to start repairs. So I got this because it was just literally £3 I think. So that sits up here, helps with the bump stop reinforcement between the inner domed wing and the outer inner wheel arch. This is I call it tie plate extension. This sits in here. Now I am thinking, so I'm going to do much more grinding today, and actually the next job I think is to take the suspension out. Certainly that's actually a shock absorber, and also a top arm, if you like. It's a clever little design, but I think there's quite a lot to need to be done in here. Around here you can see it's quite corroded there. Now, as mentioned previous repairs, you can see this, I think it's a repair. I mean, looking at that side actually, it's got the same plate. No, I'm talking rubbish. It's even on the, no. So either that's been repaired at some point or it now needs repairing. You can see this has come away here. I think it is a repair. There's a bolt here. There's a bolt missing here. You can see there's two holes in the panel. This is the actual tie plate. Again, not too expensive. You can see in the corner here where there's definitely been a weld here. Not particularly, well, I suppose it was fine. I mean, it's been there for a long time. But that will need sorting out. Now, I'm in two minds as to what to do. I mean, I am very conscious. I just start grinding and cutting, and very quickly there'll be nothing left whatsoever. And I really don't want that. Again, this isn't going to be some amazing restoration that's going to be on some pedestal at a car show. It's just going to be something that I can drive around for the next few years and have a laugh. So we'll see, but I think I do need to explore further what we've got there. I think taking the wheel out as well would allow me to explore back here much easier. You can see it is heavily corroded, but it's solid. Again, I think that's previous repairs. Talking of previous repairs, I don't know if you can see here. Pretty sure this is a repair here. See all around here. And here, where it's started to go a bit rusty again. Obviously that was a repair. And we know there was a repair around here. So I think it's had lots and lots and lots of repairs on it over time. Well, no, one hit of a repair. You can even see here with different paint. So yeah, I need to take this off, take that out. Interestingly, I didn't realise this. These are actually bolted together, the inner wing and the tie plate. And here, it's got a more modern sort of tech screw. So, when I say more modern, it's probably from the 90s. Yeah, there it is there. So, well, I'm going to have to mess around with that. This side hasn't got anything. Unless it sits with the wings, does that? Thinking. Don't think so. So that's got nothing. But again, this side is so much better. I mean, there is rust. There's repairs need. Oh, that's not for now, that's for next time. So yes, that's the job. So yes, a little bit more poking around really. And I think my dad's coming on Wednesday to give us a hand. We were talking about welding. I'm wondering if we're actually going to take the front suspension out, which will be a job. I mean, it's something I wanted to do, just to, I want to lift it a little bit. You can, well, the engine's out now, but it's sat very, very low because I was a boy racer. Boy racer in a modest manner. I wasn't. I was an idiot. So I want to raise it by 1 notch, which you can do on the torsion bars, which will give me an inch or so extra ride height, which will make a massive difference. And to do that anyway, you've got to take a lot of the components out. You don't actually have to touch the top arm or anything like that, but that's something we probably need to do. I also want to remove these telescopic shocks. They're both knackered. They've been leaking forever and ever. And actually with modern oils, doing a bit of research and on the Owners Club and what have you, you put a modern oil within the original dampers and actually performs just as well. Does the same job. It's the same kind of technology. Rather than damping up and down, it damps via 2 rockers. It's got 2, you can see it's got 2 cylinders there. So it's all the same kind of gubbins inside. Interesting, I mean these are empty, I haven't had oil in them for ever. So I'm curious to see if they still work or if they need replacing. They probably do need replacing. They've got dry seals and what have you. And they look like they could do with replacing. But again, on the list, we'll see. But the first job, just to get a bit mucky, I think, and spend some time just exploring exactly what we've got. I've got some new wire brushes, which should help. Got some G-clamps and ready for some welding. And I went to Lidl, believe it or not, and they had a load of really good, I say really good, cost-effective tools, like these magnets, which I can use to help keep welding plates together and things. I know they're not the best products in the world. I'm going to use them just a few times. This isn't my living, so I'm sure it'll be fine for just that. Well, anyway, that's enough rambling. I'm going to set up, make a start, and then bring the camera back in when there's something actually to talk about. Bye now. Right, taking the last bits and bobs off that were in the way. Bracket for the servo, other bits and pieces. I mean, it's silly things like this, you know, that take time and you just don't know how it happened. So one of the mounting points, I mean, I got it in a few years ago. I mean, how did I get it in? Oh, that's how I did. I bent it, also. Anyway, I don't know how I'm going to get that out. Maybe. Oh, it's quite hard to do with one hand, believe it or not. Anyway, I'll keep having a go at that. We'll see. But yeah, then I'm going to start grinding away. I've got goggles on, don't worry. Let's go. A part-way update, really. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be doing this today. So I've had a good clean through of everything. An amazing amount of filler on here. And I imagine that's just to hide surface rust. The person before me might have had intentions to, well, maybe have a fantastic finish, and I don't know. But there's a lot of filler, so that would need sanding out, which I will do, but there's no point in doing it right now. What I'm trying to get involved in is just seeing the extent of rust. Now, as I was sanding away, there's panel filler here. I'll get all this out, which I'm just hammering through, pulling out here. Again, impossible to do with one hand, but you get the idea. I've ground around here. It's pretty crusty. So I think I'm gonna, yeah, look at that. I just grazed that with the wire brush, but I don't think there's any damage up here. Let's see. I mean, it's not, it's just in the corners and the pockets. And that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Pull this back here. Rock solid. Don't want to poke around here. But Still seems fine over there. I'm very hopeful that doesn't really need anything, to be honest with you. I'd rather not do anything. So, the more I look at this, the more I'm realising that I do need to take the suspension out. And that's our job on Wednesday. Well, I don't think we'll do all of it. I'm going to do this very meticulously, because you can ping these things apart, and I know I can put it back together. I've done it before, but you have to jack the car up. You have to take the tension out of the torsion bar by splitting this lower arm. Torsion bar. It might be an interesting video. You see the torsion bar sitting back there. I don't know if you can. I can't see the screen. But it runs through there. It goes to the underside of the car. There it is. And then it goes to the back there. And then you've got some adjustment. Well, it's not the back. It's the middle, really. You've got adjustment on the splines, and then you've also got adjustment on the back plate. Now, when I bought this car all those years ago, the guy told me that he'd put Moist Marina torsion bars on it. I don't know if he did or not. I don't know if he was just trying to upsell it somewhat. It does feel firm at the front. Now, it is a genuine light commercial vehicle. It's not a Traveller or anything. It's been chopped down, so it may have had Marina, or it might just have Moist Minor. It's got 7 leaf springs at the back, which I'm likely to change to 5, just because there's no weight at the back and it bounces around. And I'm not carrying any weight around really. I will take a. I've got a really rubbish folding caravan. This is the whole reason I want to do this. I want to tow a really naff caravan with it. Folding one, 300 kilos, very light, can easily do it. But one thing led to another is that we end up taking pieces. So another reason why we probably do need to... Oh, I love stuff like this. Look, a random nut. When you're looking for nuts and you don't know where they go places like this. How on earth? Anyway, I'm going to take all this off. I need to have a really close look at this. You can see there's a plate there. There's a plate here. That needs a lot of work. It's been plated before. It all needs starting again really in places. I'm a bit nervous about it because it's quite a lot of work to take on. I don't think it's, you know, if you're experienced at welding, I don't think it's particularly daunting, but I'm not experienced, so it is. And really, where to start? Like from the first few videos, I know about this. Oh, different oil. The welding needed down here, which is all sort of part of the same thing, but I think it's going to have to be like a patch at a time, isn't it? It's going to have to be over a few months. It's going to need to be methodical. Need to measure things, weld things up, brace them. Which I'm happy doing. Just need to do it, I guess. So I'm going to spend a few more minutes just grinding away, maybe clean up underside there on the inside. But again, all this will be much, much easier once that suspension is off and I've lifted the car. Another reason I've got the engine hoist is that I can actually lift the front of the car up. Obviously chock it and everything, but it'll be a lot easier to lift it and work around it. With that, rather than trying to use jacks and things, I can actually get it quite high, which is what I'll really need to get a good working angle on it. That's both front and back. I can strap up around the front chassis or something, I don't know. Whatever it is, it'll be safe. Yeah, that's it really. So a bit more grinding and then I'll wrap things up. Cheers. So, started having a further little bit of a wire brush back with just on the wheel arch here where I could, and I'm very, very glad I did. What looked to be relatively okay is a total abomination. So you can see totally hold all the way down. It's amazing. There's obviously some more to find around there. I mean, we knew it was bad because it looks bad. It looked bad here. One of the very first videos. This is exactly where I thought it would be bad. And I was right. So I think And it makes a lot of sense now, because the door geometry was never quite right. And you can see, now that I've had a closer go at it, there's lots and lots of patching up and welding, and this is all where the hinge plates sit. And you can see there's been patch repairs there as well. I mean, I'm fearful to take the wire brush to this now. Well, I'm not fearful, it needs to be done, but I'm going to leave that as it is for the time being. I don't want to sort of just grind away and, as I said at the beginning, just be totally left with a pile of dust that I can't do anything with. So I think the next job is to get in there, take all the suspension out where I can. Well, I have to take it all out. I don't have to take the torsion by itself out. I mean, that can stay in, but the rest, the arms and everything need to come out. Jack it up and then have another go at cleaning it. And then decide how to tackle this, whether it's panels, whether it's plates, whether it's a bit of both. I've got a feeling it's going to be a bit of both. And then have a real close look at everything, because I'm discovering that what looks okay might not be okay. So let's see. If I need to bring in somebody to help, I will. A mobile welder or a mechanic or something. If it gets too much, if it gets to a point that I think actually I'm going to create more damage here than good, then that's what I'll need to do. I really don't want to be. Well, I won't allow it to happen. I won't allow this to be a job that never finishes. So there we are, really. So I'll wrap up in a minute. Right, well, that's it done. I'm going to tidy up. It's an interesting day, really. Good and bad. I'm just glad I've found all these things and we could actually get to put them right. Identify the work that needs to be done. I could quite easily just bury my head in the sand and put things back together as they are, or just cheap out on it, but I keep having to remind myself that the car is well over 60 years old, and I've had it for nearly half its life, which is a horrible thought. And we're just going to have to do the best we can for it. I mean, the main goal and objective here is to just get it back on the road, safe, and allow it to run for another 25 years. That's it. That's all I want. I won't be taking it to shows for concourse. I won't be pretending that it's anything that isn't. It's just going to be something I can enjoy for a while. And it needs this work. If I could have left this and got it back on the road and driven it around, but I know that there's problems with it. I knew there was rust. And eventually what will happen is that something catastrophic will go wrong. Say one of the arms will, one of the members will just literally snap, or the chassis will twist a little bit and you'll start to get crabbing, or all kinds of things. And I don't want that. I want, whilst it's like this, although it's not solid, it's straight and it can be fixed. As soon as you get a car and a chassis out of alignment, especially a car like this, it's just not worth spending time on. You might as well just go and buy another one. So that's where we're at, really. Like I say, my dad's here Wednesday. I think we were going to do some panels, but I just don't think there's any point. We're going to need to do some pretty large amounts of cutting out and panel repairs, and for that we will need to take that suspension out. And that's something I wanted to do anyway, to replace all the bushings and everything. So it's just a slight change of plan. But anyway, I will probably update you on Wednesday and we'll see where we get to. Thanks.